Lift up for the geek, all saved, all serious. Lift up for the geek, hey, holla at us if you curious. Lift up for the geek, we all saved, all serious. Lift up for the geek, come holla at us if you curious. Lift up for the geek, all saved, all serious. Lift up for the geek, all saved, community, lift up for the geek, all saved, all serious. Lift up for the geek, all saved, all serious.
Like Craig, click up, go to D's all day. Backpack, stay strapped with a dynamite and dress to play for me this morning. The label is Reed all day.
Hello, pretzels, and welcome back to the Tripod. It is a tripod duo show this week, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the tribal chief of Drip Island. That's right, Stixy, Drip. How is it going, my man?
It is the usual Sunday. We're doing a little early. We're here to talk a little wrestling, and then I'm pretty sure you and me, I think we got a football team we got to watch later tonight. So
Gotta say a little prayer. Gotta say a little prayer here for our boys to not lose to the Cowboys. That being said, Ceizar will be sending in his predictions unless he's blacked out drunk. If he does, it's good. If he doesn't, it's just going to be Stix versus Mangria for this Halloween Havoc predictions. So time will tell. But we're going to get the garbage. We're going to take the trash out early because it's Wednesday night. And you know what that means. Tony Skeets is about to attempt to book a show. Game changer Renee Paquette interviews the captain. Christian Cage, still in arm brace, says he guarantees a victory for Luchasaurus like a Toronto Maple Leafs loss. Cheap shot, of course, the captain attacking his hometown, I believe. It's Darksaurus versus Jungle Boy to kick things off. Christian on commentary. Is Luchasaurus ever going to explain why he joined Christian, left Christian, then joined Christian again? I mean, the AEW storytelling is shit. Anyways, Jungle Boy fighting for his life here as Darksaurus throws him around like a trans Barbie doll. Darksaurus brings out a table. Jungle Boy all over the right arm of Darksaurus. Christian calls Excalibur JR. What, JR? What? It was pretty funny. Darksaurus dominates through commercial picture-in-picture. Jungle Boy sunset flip bombs Darksaurus off of apron through the table on the outside. I'm glad they landed that because it looked like the table was too far away. Christian gets off commentary to distract Jungle Boy. Darksaurus sits up, Taker style, which prompts a thank you, Taker chant. Finally, a chant I can get behind. Darksaurus impressive counter from Tree of Woe position plants Jungle Boy's face to the mat via his gigantic legs. Jungle Boy lands a sloppy poison Rana and a shortcut kill switch for a 2.5. Christian's shenanigans, of course. Darksaurus wins with a face-up Death Valley driver. After this, Renee with Ethan Page and Stokes backstage. Matt Hardy and Private Party approach. The firm has purchased Private Party's contracts from Andrade's faction. Matt Hardy is upset. The match is set for Rampage, Ethan Page versus Isaiah Cassidy. If Isaiah wins, they are free at last. If Ethan wins, the firm owns Private Party and Matt Hardy, and I'm pretty sure we already know how that turned out. But Stix, what were your thoughts? We had the debut of the game changer, Renee Paquette. We had Darksaurus versus Jungle Boy, and then the backstage segment between Matt Hardy, Private Party, and the firm.
Yes, I think we all kind of were waiting to see when Renee was going to join AEW in some capacity. Like we had all seen the memes, the pictures from past WWE backstage, and we're always like, they just need one. Tony Khan just needs one more Infinity Stone, and it's Renee, and it's just a matter of time. Well, then we finally got it. Congratulations to her. I mean, it's not a game changer, but I mean, it's obviously pretty big for AEW to be able to get her. So congratulations to her. And now her and Mox can be like Becky and Seth with the WWE. They can get take a bus and go bring the kid along for road trips. So and then we had our first match, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, and I think we'll find out when we get that intimate set down between Luchasaurus when he finally can speak, when he's finally able to, when Christian Cage gives him permission to speak, when we get that backstage in the boiler room where they're all three are sitting down. He'll be able to explain why he went with Luchasaurus to JR, and that's when we'll end up getting the turn probably back to being a good guy for Luchasaurus. Probably a couple of matches after that. But we finally got our typical ATW opening match. They had actually had a pretty decent couple here the last couple of weeks, but then we got our regular programming slop fest. You don't do a poison rana on a guy that's obviously super taller than you, and then try to do the kill switch on a guy that's taller than you. The captain, RO captain, was killing it on the headset, and then you can kind of see when the tide start turning, he would, being the seasoned pro that he was, you can see that he started playing it off, but then finally he was like, oh, I gotta go. The table spot, like you said, they can never get these table spots right. They're either too close or they're too far away. And like you said, thankfully they were able to work around that. And we got Christian came in doing his typical fuckery, enabled Dark Source to win, and just another chapter in the book between these three guys. I imagine we'll get something maybe a couple weeks down the road, and all going to build up probably to when Christian Cage is fully healthy. But I think that's a pretty long time down the road. So, but a typical ATW opener, and we got my boy All Ego backstage with Mr. Wednesday Night, Stokely Hathaway, and the look on Private Party's faces. This is like how we built this so far. Like the backstage footages of them showing them backstage in some stairwell. Matt Hardy, Private Party just talking, them purchasing the contracts, and then now leveraging to be able to bring Matt Hardy, to bring him legit into the storyline instead of just a guy who's off in the back. Well, I care for the kids. I care for the kids. I love the kids. And now we're going to have some legit reason for him to be pulled into this. So all in all, not too shabby. We had a surprise, typical ATW messy match, and my boy Ethan Page on TV. Stix 316. Ethan Page got TV time, baby.
He got it. 3 additional notes. One, I'm happy for Renee because she's probably traumatized from WWE, because I don't know if you heard some of the stories she told of Vince yelling in her ear when she was trying to do her job. Now she's in a place that's so lackadaisical. She could do whatever the fuck she wants. She could say whatever the fuck she wants. I mean, JR's commentary is proof on that. So and she's with her husband. So they're both happy in that company. More power to them to support their family. As far as the Luchasaurus Jungle Boy table spot, it looked like Luchasaurus leapt. Like Jungle Boy was doing the powerbomb thing, but it looks like Luchasaurus, he saw the table and he's like, rah! like he did an extra leap to make sure he hit that fucking table. And the last thought I had was I'm guessing Jeff Hardy isn't anywhere close to being healthy now that Matt is like jumping, he's knee deep in this Private Party angle that they got going on here, but he should be getting healthier, hopefully.
I don't know if Matt did an interview recently and they asked him about it. He said that Jeff's doing good. I don't know if he's back home, but they said that wording was his wife is happy, so everything is going well so far. So I don't know if there's been a bunch of marriage issues while Jeff was going through a bunch of stuff. I would only assume that there would be with having a significant other abusing and going through a lot of either alcohol or pill issues, I imagine that would be a huge strain. So it's just going to be a matter of if he's still in rehab, it's just going to be when he gets out. Like that's the whole thing. Because we've seen this story before. Mm-hmm. He's done well. WWE's made him go through the mandatory stuff. He aces it. He gets out. He's a good guy for the first couple of weeks, and the next thing you know, you start hearing it again. Like, oh, a couple of wrestlers that Jeff rode with. We say Jeff was kind of, his breath smelled, or they noticed he was starting to act a little weird. Then you start showing up to live events tired or cranky. So you want to say you hope that this is going to work out, and we truly do. But you've seen this story before, so you're going to be more surprised when it does work out instead of when it doesn't.
My message to Jeff Hardy's wife: hide the car keys. Up next. The Fuckery is in the ring, which means it's time to take a shit. Apparently, there's a tag team match going on. It's Warjo versus the Fuckery. Warjo win, Powerbomb Symphony to QT. Prince Nana and Roided CBG, along with the authors of Gates, talk shit. FTR out to even the numbers and bring a returning Shawn Spears back to his 10 gimmick. And time has officially been killed. Tony interviews Jericho in 2.0. They hating on Danny Garcia. My eyes are on Tony's reactions. He is a fucking pro. Every time Jericho says, whenever a sports entertainer and a pro wrestler fight, the sports entertainer always wins. Systematic cheating. Swerve versus Daddy Ass. Well, let's stop right there. Stix, did you bother to watch the Warjo versus the Fuckery and the shenanigans afterwards?
Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, they're working. Samoa Joe and Warlord are starting to pair up pretty good as a tag team. We've seen this. We even talked about this with Swerve and Keith Lee. It's like these guys are both pretty dominant individuals. Plus, one is your Ring of Honor champion, and one is your TNT champion. I understand if you want to get your champion on, but I mean, not Warlow, but Samoa Joe, unless he's like, they're nursing him back to health, which we all know that Samoa Joe has had some health issues. So this might be a pretty good reason to get him on there. But I mean, I just don't want to be seeing it 2-3 months down the road that they're contending for tag team championships. I mean, we've heard even the Ass Boys have said, hey, FTR has held on to their number one contendership for months on months, so we would like to see them cash it in. But it was a good way to get them a nice little squash match. Like you said, time ended, and it was a nice way to bring back not the chairman anymore, but the Perfect 10, which I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping we'd get the chairman back. I liked it when Shawn Spears was doing the chairman, but I guess they must decide to go with the face turn with him. So, but hey, he's back. He was back on TV at his home where he's originally from. So it's a nice little squash match to get a debut. They get a re-debuting Perfect 10. So
Ty Dillinger has returned. What did you think of Tony interviewing Jericho in 2.0?
I could tell when they were on commentary, I think it was on a Rampage when Tony was making the little comment, systematic cheating, that was going to be something that was going to stick around for a while. And that was awesome. Like you said, Shivani Scavone has been a perfect fit for them. Like he's seasoned, he coming from WCW. He's been one of the real legit game changers for AEW. And him being able to do the interviews backstage, now he'll be able to. Now he won't do very many since they got Renee back, but the ones that he does are really good. So I really enjoyed it.
I think they know who he has chemistry with. They'll stick him with Jericho and the Doctor. Let's see. Up next, it was Swerve versus Daddy Ass with the Acclaimed. Oh, scissor me, Daddy. Love the chant. If you were moving office furniture as much as he does, you'd have a physique like that, Taz says about Daddy Ass when he took off his shirt. Of course, referencing what they said on Monday Night Raw. I thought that was fucking cool with the DX anniversary. Billy Gunn looking like a brick shit house because all of AEW are smaller gents. I wonder if AEW has a wellness policy. They'd probably name it the Jeff Hardy AEW wellness policy. Why is Daddy Ass pulling down his trunk so much? Swerve goes to town on Daddy Ass's leg. It's funny to me how Billy Gunn is way more over than his kids, and he's just soaking it all in. Out of spite, Austin and Colton sign with WWE and become the new Smoking Guns. Daddy Ass scissors himself. He attempts the one and only finisher. Swerve reverses and pins Daddy Ass and wins by hanging onto the rope. The Acclaim check on Daddy, about the triple scissor, when out comes Smart Mark and Tony Nese. Smart Mark owns the trademark of Scissor Me. Says he'll sue if they scissor. Scissor me, Daddy Nese. Stix, what did you think? That was a lot. It was Swerve versus Daddy Ass.
Sneaky Swerve was able to pull out the victory. I totally agree with you. Billy Gunn was teetering on being over, even when he was with his kids. But now he is so over with the Acclaim, and this has been really awesome to see, because being a guy who one of the many, I should say, that I watched him during the Attitude Era, him and Road Dogg. This is awesome to see him with the tag team. I mean, obviously he's able to help those guys along the way, and they've helped him become, I don't want to say relevant, but popular. This was a good match. I mean, like you said, I didn't understand the whole half pulling his undies down halfway through on multiple times during the match. I didn't understand that, but he looked good. I mean, it was long enough that he didn't get too blown up, that you could tell that he was suffering through it. But we were still able to see Sneaky Swerve, do what he does best, was his, obviously teetering on that heel, becoming a full heel, and him grabbing the ropes, I think pretty much cemented it. So it'll be interesting to see when him and Keith Lee, when they're back together, how long it'll take before they implode. And like you said, the comment that they made about moving office furniture, I thought that was awesome, because that we get so jaded in the era where a lot of fans were like, "Oh, I don't watch that crap," and people are, "I don't watch that stuff. I don't watch the competition." But it's nice to see that, like, not only do fans of multiple just like wrestling period watch multiple companies, but it's nice to see, or at least maybe they heard the comment, but I'm going to assume it's nice to see that they at least maybe caught the segment on WWE, that some of them do still watch WWE. Because, I mean, obviously we know that a lot of WWE people do watch AEW, so it's nice to be able to see that. But all in all, it was a good match, probably one of the better ones that Daddy Ass has had in a while in his AEW career, so it wasn't that bad.
And then Smart Mark sticking his nose in their business.
Man, it's funny because Smart Mark always kind of is able to wiggle himself into something like this, and just him saying "Daddy Niece" is just like it was kind of cringeworthy, but it was kind of funny at the same time. And if you've kind of followed the Acclaim on social media, you can see that they're still poking fun on it. I think they've even found a company to make shirts and like dad hats that say "Scissor Me" on it, so that way they don't get in trouble for it. Somehow they can legally not get in trouble for it. And he even before, I don't know if it was either before Wednesday night, Bones was on set with a movie and got to scissor with Topanga. So Bones is winning in life, man. So, but it'll end up coming down to possibly a tag match between the Acclaim versus maybe what was it, the Varsity? What do they call themselves? Nice and Josh Woods, the Varsity, something, since they trademarked that.
I don't fucking remember. I don't watch Dark.
No, this happened. I think it happened on. I don't know if it happened on Rampage or what, because they were facing the Varsity Blondes, and Smart Mark ended up saying he trademarked varsity, so they were gonna have the varsity blondes are either gonna have to come up with a new name. I don't know if they have yet. So, but I mean, it'll just end up being either a tag team match or we'll get a trios match with Smart Mark in there, and he'll get tossed around like he did the last time he got in the ring. But it was a little bit of humor to add after the match. Typical ATW.
Up next, Marvez with MJF backstage, interrupted by Stokes. MJF is pissed at Stokes. Take your Carlton Banks looking wardrobe to the back. Tells Marvez that he knows everyone hates him. He broke his hand many times punching his own reflection because he hates him too. He is a generational talent. Tony in ring says Canada has the best wrestling fans in the world. Thanks a lot, Tony. And then brings out Mox. Mox in leather jacket and a flannel tied around his waist. Okay. Mox waxes poetic about being world champion, says Hangman's name, Hangman out. And then Hangman cut perhaps his best promo of his career. MJF watches from the skybox holding his seat cushion. Hangman wants to know if Mox thinks he's a kid. Mox says, yep. Mox thinks Hangman doesn't have the guts to take him out. Hangman mentions the disappearance of his old friends, says he's a man, then proceeds to punch himself in the face multiple times because the blood quota hasn't been met yet, especially when Mox is in the ring. He has a shot and his word. Hangman walks away as the bruise on his head gets bigger. Stix, MJF segment with Marvez, and then Mox and Hangman segment.
Yeah, this was a different kind of MJF segment. It was kind of teetering on, like we saw the last week with him and Wheels. Like you kind of see him having that little bit of a face turn. We kind of got a little bit of that with him basically shunning $2 Carlton and basically giving a glimpse into how he feels about himself. But it's MJF, so you're just assuming that he's playing it up so that way he can get sympathy and end up just totally turning the page, turn on us and then laughing at us. But it was probably one of the more face MJF segments that we had, and Hangman and Moxley first. Mox is coming out looking like one of those '90s grunge guys with the flannel hanging around his waist. Calls out Hangman Page. This was definitely one of Hangman's best, if not top three promos that he's done, and it's really weird saying that because he's still relatively young, but this is going to be a good match. I mean, I think this is going to be a really good match. Obviously, really weird seeing Hangman after he hit himself in the head numerous times. He bruised that easily because we've seen this guy take a shit ton of damage in rings and come out still looking pretty good. So maybe with older age, he's not been able to take moves anymore. I don't still know. I mean, that was just really weird because you see that because he also kept checking to see if he's bleeding.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. So I was trying to remember. I think it was I can't remember what match it was, but he ended up getting busted open kind of right. I thought it was right around there because he came out, I think either the next week or something like that. And he still had stitches. So maybe he hasn't fully healed from that or he's got something going on from that. But it was one of Hangman's best promos that he's had in AEW. So totally looking forward to this match coming up next week and Mox's hometown. So we'll see what we're going to get.
Unfortunately, there wasn't color. So when he went backstage, Tony Skeech ripped his bonus check right in front of his face. It's like, nope, no blood.
No toys. No toys are baby food for your new kid.
Up next for the Ring of Honor Championship, it was Jericho versus Bryan Danielson. Regal joins commentary as well as the Ring of Honor commentator. I don't know his name. Handshake of Honor rejected by Bryan. Crowd sings Judas anyway. Bryan keeps doing the Hogan pose, I guess, and irritating the Canucks. Still impressed Jericho is able to do some of the moves he does because he old. These two trade walls submissions. 2.0 cringe during hammer and anvil elbows. Crowd booing Brian like crazy. Someone called him a shit stain from crowd. If you really listen for it, you can hear it. I heard it just by the luck because it was actually quiet around here. I heard him. Ref knocked out. Lunchbox Head tosses Ring of Honor title to Jericho. Jericho looking to clobber Brian. Danny Garcia intervenes. Brian takes out Jericho, but then Danny clobbers Brian with the belt. Jericho wins. Danny Garcia then hugs Jericho along with 2.0. The Blackpool Combat Club head to ring pissed. What the fuck again with the multiple turns? Skeets needs to put the coke down and choose a direction already. Senior citizen Vicky Guerrero with Nyla Rose segment backstage and Anna JAS was so fucking terrible. I'm not even gonna finish the notes on that. Let's just talk about the Jericho Bryan Danielson match because God, that was fucking awful.
Yeah, this was a good match. I mean, like we've always talked about with numerous Jericho matches how we're amazed at a lot of the stuff that he still can do. Maybe we just attribute that to DDPY yoga. I mean, because Jericho not only has he been able to reinvent himself, but I mean he's still able to put on pretty good matches when he chooses to. And this was one of those other ones. This is one of those. I mean, maybe it was with him facing Danielson. Maybe he felt like, okay, I need to do this. But it was a really good match. And then, like you said, I mean, I don't know with us watching wrestling for so long, if it was like when you knew it was going to come down to Danny picking a side, you weren't going to be surprised if he went either way, but you weren't going to be surprised too if he was going to circle back around and not stick with it. So him still deciding to turn on Danielson didn't surprise me like it did the Canadian crowd, and just means we're going to get more Kangol hats and the best pure sports entertainer and the Jericho Appreciation Society. So, but all in all, it was a good match, and now we got our answer with Danny Garcia.
Yeah, he's pulling a big show, folks. The Doctor, Hater with Rebel, not Reba, versus Shitta and Booty Storm. The crowd loving them some Hater, whose ass is looking extra good tonight. We got a Theosaurus Jones by Taz. That's all I heard. I wasn't following what he was talking about. The Doctor and Hater's wedgies have won the match for me. Every time I see the Doctor get hit in the face, I expect to see her nose gushing. Not a terrible tag match. There were minimum botches, very surprising. Shitta and the Doctor trade pin attempts, but Shitta able to get the roll up with the Doctor's spread ass in her face. We get a silly Butcher Blade and Bunny promo where they're saying, "Fight us, fight us, fight us," and then the Bunny chomps, but that's just silliness. What did you think of this tag between the Doctor, Hater, and Shitta and Booty Storm?
One of the better women's tag matches that we've had in AEW. I mean, I had already won because we got Jamie Hayter on TV, but then we got Jamie Hayter and the Doctor both on TV. And like you said, we had some tickets. We had some tickets to a buffet, Mangria, and we ate well Wednesday night. We ate, yep. I think we even had some, yeah. This match had it all, and I mean, I would have liked. I guess they're pushing hard for us to try to get Shitta over. Just keep her over Japan, defend that title that she's got. I don't even know what fucking title that is, but
she's got 2 titles apparently.
She's what? She's got 2.
She's double strapped. Yeah, she's a double champ right now.
Jesus, yeah. Keep her over there. They've got they've got some women hanging around. Put more Sky Blue with Tony Storm. I'd rather see Sky Blue than Shitta. But this was one of the better women's tag matches that they've had, and obviously they know that Jamie Hayter's over because we're getting her on TV more and more in ring action than we are in just standing around the back or hanging outside the ring. So, but this was one of their better women's tag matches, and I wasn't disappointed with with 3 out of the 4 participants.
By the way, as you were talking, Ceizar has just sent me his predictions. So it's right now, live time. He sent it to me. I have not opened it. I have not watched it. I have it right here. It's going to be added on to this episode. Just letting you know. Next is the main event. It's for the All Atlantic Championship. It's Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy's Tron Pop Me is fucking funny. It had a blank screen. It said insert pick here. Cool move here. That was hella funny, man. I like that. Pac, he is a bastard. Puts Orange Cassidy's hands in his pockets and mocks his orange kicks. A tope interruptus on the outside of the ring has Pac deliver Falcon Arrow to Orange Cassidy, and he lands hard. That just popped me. Tope. It's a tope interruptus. This was that Tony, right? Was that Tony, or this was one of them?
Yeah, that was one. I can't remember if it was Tony or if it was Excalibur.
During commercial picture-in-picture, Pac drags Orange Cassidy up the ramp and tombstones his ass on the stage, then runs back to the ring. Looks like he wants to count out victory. Orange Cassidy rolls his stupid ass down the ramp and beats the 10 count. The ref stops Pac from trying to get the hammer. Orange Cassidy nails Pac with a couple of DDTs that Pac sold like a damn champ. Orange Punch gets a 2.5. Beach break on apron to Pac. There's some drunk woman shouting in the crowd. My hypervigilance picks up all the annoying audience shit. Pac's ear is bleeding. Tony Skeets can finally rest easy. The blood quota has been met. Pac attempts to get the hammer again, but Dan Housen stops him and curses him. Pac takes him out, gets hammer from under the ring, but eats an orange punch for it. Orange Cassidy with a hammer gives it to the ref. Pac rolls him up for a near fall. 48 orange punches later, and Orange Cassidy is your new All Atlantic champion. Orange confetti rains down. The best friends are in the ring because you got to give the people what they want. We close out the show, Stix. Orange Cassidy finally gets gold after 3 years. What'd you think of this?
This was a good match. I mean, we've known that they've had history in the Indies, and you could tell that in this match. I mean, the chemistry between them was well. Orange Cassidy, for as much, I don't know if I want to say for as much as I shit on him, but also for as much as I don't hate him. But his in-ring ability doesn't match the gimmick. Like he does he does bring the gimmick into some of his some of the in-ring stuff, but when he goes, he can go. So we've started seeing that over the last 3 years of ATW, and this was another one of those. Like, I mean, he does sprinkle it in, so I guess maybe that's a good thing. Like he's committed to the gimmick, the rolling down the ring, and a lot of the stuff that he does in the ring, but also being able to just kind of ramp it up. But it was a good match. Pac has embraced being the full heel, and Orange 3 years in finally has a singles championship. I mean, albeit that I don't know if all of us agreed that they probably should have been the initial trios champions, but him getting a singles championship was something that was probably well needed with how over he is with the crowd. And now that they got it, so maybe now we're going to see it defended more on ATW television than overseas programming and overseas indies events.
You know, Skeets was like, it's just the All Atlantic title. Just give it to him. It'll shut him up.
Yeah.
Moving on to NXT, Vic and Booker T introduced the show. Jan Maker versus Big Body Javi kicks off the action. Booker T calls Halloween Havoc a pay-per-view. Vic then corrects him quickly and calls it a premium live event. Jumungus walks with Big Body Hobby to the ring as JD joins commentary of Vic's worst nightmare. Book says JD has flavor. He smells money in him. Gorilla Press Power Slam for the win. The real story, of course, was JD waxing poetic on commentary. JD gets in ring. Dragunov makes his way out. JD attacks both. Dragunov hits finisher on Braun because JD got out of the ring. Albafire still talking shit outside, campfiring. Tells Mandy where there's smoke, there's fire. How original. Stix, your thoughts on the opening match and how do you think Book and Vic work together?
I think it's going to be good. I mean, obviously Booker T hasn't been around for a while to know that they aren't called pay-per-views anymore. Hell, I still call them pay-per-views a lot. And I watch this shit. I probably watched damn near 15 to 20 hours of WWE program in a week. So I'm still calling them pay-per-views, but it's understandable. I think the chemistry is going to be good. I mean, we kind of saw it even in the beginning match. And yeah, they did the smart thing. They got Yawn Maker's match out of the way because this was a typical Yawn Maker match. You know, do a couple moves, a bad guy heel gets upper hand, Yawn Maker makes the comeback, gets the spear, power slam, 1, 2, 3, move on. I like the exchange in the ring with all three gentlemen. I also liked how JD essentially came out of it clean, like no damage happened to him, and he's even able to have Dragunov hit his finisher on Yawn Maker. You could just see him just smiling in the corner. Everything went well, and that plays into JD's character because he's very cerebral. He's very cerebral, so he's able to work that and having both guys go against each other, which we might end up finding out later in the episode more about this or having more of that happen later in the episode. But all in all, glad they got the Yawn Maker match out of the way. Book looks and sounds good on NXT commentary, and we were set up to have a pretty good NXT afterwards. And the Alba Fire, just the typical fire comments, being able to work that, tangle that into her promo. So after that, it got better after the first 15 minutes of opening programming. So.
Well, after that, we got the final match in their 3-match sequence. It was Axiom versus Nathan Frazier. What could we say about these two that we haven't said in their previous encounters? The speed, agility, innovative offense, and counters. They're so quick and fluid that the mid-match botch could have been what they were going for. Who knows? They played it off fine. Again, I could see these two being a great tag team. Commercial picture-in-picture. Nathan is in control, able to lock in the Boston Crab. The way Axiom got out of it is something I've never seen before. Axiom follows up with a super snap German through the center ropes. This match is awesome. Multiple submission counters from Axiom. This could be match of the week already. Crowds on their feet. Match ends when Frazier able to roll up Axiom for the pin. Kinsey interviews Dragunov in the parking lot, interrupted by Grayson. Takes a shot at Kinsey, of course. He wants Dragunov to stay, so Dragunov agrees. Grayson blames Kinsey. We had Sanga, Valentina getting ready. Indy approaches and says it's her ring, blah, blah. But we can mostly talk about this incredible fucking match. The third and final, Nathan Frazier versus Axiom. Stix, what did you think?
I think this was the best match on NXT, at least on NXT on Tuesday. I mean, we've talked about how both these guys can go. They've shown it in the ring. Like you said, somewhere down the road, they'll probably end up becoming a tag team. Quite frankly, I think they shouldn't even had Von Wagner, White Khali in the ladder match. You should have just told both these. You should have waited, and after this match, you should have Shawn Michaels come out and look at both of them and say, you know, boys, you guys have put on a hell of a best 3 match. Both of you are in the ladder match.
You see, I'm looking at both you guys, one standing right here and one standing over there. I think you both deserve to be in it. And plus, you're white. I mean, and plus, you're great athletes. Suck it. 25 years, suck it.
Did someone take those cocks off the back of my computer? But yeah, this was a hell of a good match. I would have preferred to see both of them make the ladder match, but obviously we got to have White Khali in there for some reason. But hell of a match. I mean, really, really hell of a good match, and can't wait to see either these guys go at it again, or see these guys tag up and then take on some of the other tag teams in NXT. Because I think they can have really good matches with other people and other tag teams in NXT if they decide to go that way.
Up next, Afro Strange, back in his diary, he has a vision of their Halloween Havoc match, which includes Chucky, Valentina with Sanga versus Indy. The size difference here is staggering. Indy and Valentina look like Big Show and Mysterio. Veer comes out and whispers sweet nothings in Sanga's ear, and they walk off together. Surprised the screen didn't black out because 75% of Valentina's titties were hanging out of her gear at one point. Indy wins with a Claudio-like apron suplex into the ring. Pretty deadly on balcony. Go Sports! They're gonna warm up some wieners as they watch the next match. Cora Jade, Kenzie interview about Pick Your Poison. Kenzie says Roxanne will be in SmackDown. Cora like, the fuck? What did you think of Afro Strange's vision with Chucky and Valentina versus Indy?
Yeah, we got Afro Strange predicting the future again, which we only know there's one man that can do that. That's Ceizar Damas. And yeah, we got the nice little tie-in with USA programming, because I don't know if it's Tuesdays or Wednesdays, but I think it might be Tuesday after NXT. If you wait around long enough, you can catch a new episode of Chucky on USA Network. So I think we were able to get our tangle up in that, which I would not be surprised if Chucky shows up at Halloween Havoc in some form. But yeah, Afro Strange out there predicting the future, has Chucky in it. So congratulations to Afro Strange for having Chucky recognize his visions of horror. And we got Indy. I mean, we need more of her on TV. I mean, we felt sorry for her after everybody in the way have been on and then gotten called up. She showed in this match how when she's on, like she can wrestle, and she did a damn good job of wrestling. We got Sanga and Veer outside the ring. Veer comes and whispers sweet soddy nothings, maybe talking about the curry buffet was finally opened up. They could finally hit that, you know, because you saw Sanga fucking just take off, leaving this girl there by herself. She of course doesn't recognize it till about 3/4 of the way through the match, and then she gets all sad, lost puppy face, which she wasn't gonna win that anyway. I mean, come on now, Indy's gonna beat her because Indy's, like she says in her song, she's impressive. So Indy picked up the victory, and then Cora backstage, her finding out that Roxanne was gonna be at SmackDown. What? Well, maybe I need to go to Raw. So that was kind of a little funny backstage. And of course, you know, McKinsey always getting hated on in just about every backstage segment. So, but not too bad. We got Indy on TV, Stix 316 for Indy. So I was really happy to see that.
Up next they're back. It's the Hard R's versus BJ versus the Doodad. 3 dudes in ring at once in this triple threat tag. Come on, Hard R's. Vic says that PD dressed in king garb after their favorite king, favorite king of the ring, Wade. To which Book replies, "The foreigners." Book doesn't know if he likes the Hard R's because they showboating. BJ in control heading into commercial picture-in-picture. A double powerbomb suplex spot. Briggs on fire, whooping all kinds of hard R and doodad ass. Blade's turn, stomping crackers like they were on fire. Of course, ends up with all 6 men fighting in the ring. Hard and R fly out of the opposite sides of the ring, taking out everyone. Gacy starts attacking. Grimes cave in. With all this shit happening, Idris for the roll-up pin on Doodad. The Hard R's win. The Hard R's win. They are the #1 contenders. Kenzie then interrupted by Toxic A. They're gonna fuck up Alba, send her back to her relatives in Middle Earth. Sticks, what did you think of this triple threat tag match? I mean, the one episode Ceizar is not a part of, and the fucking Hard R's take the dub.
You know what this tells me? We're this close to a super dick party, man. We might get it. We might get it. Oh man, we're this close. We're so close. We are so close. Yeah, we had questions about Booker being on commentary. When Booker says the foreigner comment, that's what I knew. Book's good. We're good. We got one. We got one with Book. I don't know if you noticed when they would go to Pretty Deadly, you notice they had go painted on the front of their chest, but on the back they depending on how you would stand, it would say PD or DP on it. So I was keeping an eye on that because you kind of went a different way. But if those boys decided to switch up where they were standing,
hey, they were too busy warming up wieners to notice that.
But this was a really good triple threat match. Our boys looked good. We got the doodads. Joe Gacy interfered. We got. I mean, this was. I thought this was a showcase for the Hard R's, and my thoughts were showed correctly with them getting the victory. So this was a really good triple threat match. All 3 teams showed up. I mean, you even got the intertwine of with Joe Gacy with Cameron Grimes coming out and caving him in to allow to help get the Hard R's the victory. So we got a little bit more of a further in that storyline. But this was a really good triple threat match. And now Pretty Deadly knows when they got to face at Havoc. You got the Hard R's. You got that 15 feet of dick waiting for them at Halloween Havoc. So hope those boys limber up. Hope they're limber and ready to go because Hard R's are gonna bring it.
Can you imagine them helicopter dicking the tag titles?
Even if they were to do like what all I know you don't watch Impact, but Doc Gallows, he would stick it between he kind of have it around his waist and then he just fling it so the tag title would go in between his legs. If they even did that, I would be happy with that. So, but I mean, I'm happy for the Hard R's. I mean, maybe your connection with Shawn Michaels, maybe he's starting to pick up what we're trying to lay down. Maybe we're gonna get the Hard R's as tag team champs. Yeah.
You see, I'm gonna prove to everybody that I'm not racist. I'm gonna have them those Pretty Deadly guys. They're gonna go up against the dark. I mean the what do we call them again? They don't have a tag name yet. Shit. I'll work on it. The Negro. No, I can't say that. Okay. Anyway, we'll figure it out in post. Suck it.
Can we call them the Dark Order? No, that's on AEW. Can't call them the Dark Order. Okay. We'll figure something out. Get Dr. Love, Bruce Pritchard on that. He can come up with something for us.
I love you. No. Up next. I like how they have Kiana James seem like some big shot businesswoman with her own office and shit. This bitch hasn't won a match since she's played 2K22 against her special needs cousin. But as far as character development and being involved in a storyline where clearly Chase U is going over, I'll tolerate it. Alba Fire versus JC Jane with Gigi. Booker mesmerized by Gigi's plumpness as the match starts. Numbers game, always in favor of Toxic A. Alba having a little trouble with JC, but puts her away with a gory bomb. Alba got her wig snatched by a hooded Sonya Deville in the crowd. Alba destroyed by Toxic A, and Sonya triple power bomb through the announce table. Doodad backstage attacks cameraman and cut a promo old school Shield style on Cameron Grimes. Red Riding Hood follows them. Stix, what did you think about Kiana James and the weird? They're backing this bitch. Alba versus JC and Doodad promo.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously know they're backing her when she comes out and they shows all the fucking lettering for all the diplomas and degrees that she has underneath her name. But yeah, I mean, they're obviously trying to find. She's somebody that they can have go against Chase U, who is so over with the crowd, which is why they should have had Andre beat White Collie, because that would have been so good for Halloween Havoc. But you know, you could talk to your boy Cross-Eyed Kid about that. But yeah, we got Kiana James on too.
Hold on a second, I got another idea. Is the African Express taken? Is that PC? Can we use African Express? I'll get back to you on it.
Do something like underground. Maybe let me go with the Underground Railroad. The underground. try to get that into it. Try to get that put in.
Oh my god. Hey, Wendy Williams, do you want to be their manager? We can rename you Harriet something. It's coming to me.
Yeah, cut your promo in a bathtub too to say your name's Harriet. Suck it.
Oh god. Sorry to the 9 people we just offended.
Oh yeah. Ceizar is probably gonna be like, I leave for 1 week. These motherfuckers. But this is a nice little match that we got with Kiana James. Then we got Alba Fire and JC. Yeah, Booker found out what's mesmerized old Wade with the fade when he was on NXT TV for so long. Because even Vic's like, Book, what are you doing? No, which kind of made me chuckle a little bit. I was waiting to see how long it was going to take before we got Sonya down in NXT, because obviously her and Mandy are really good friends, and the history with them. So it's I thought it was a little bit later than what I thought we would, but obviously Sonya must not have much going on. They don't have a female backstage that they can just throw with her and a tag team on the main roster. So they decided to send her down to NXT to help out the toxic ladies. So that'll be interesting to see how far Sonya goes with Toxic A. So that was interesting. And what was the other one that we got?
It was the Doodad segment.
The
interview. I mean, a Shield like promo.
Yeah, that's kind of right up their alley, just backstage, because I think they ended up attacking the cameraman, and Joe grabs the camera, gives that grave warning to Cameron, and then nicely and gently sets the camera back down. And then, like you said, we saw Little Red White Riding Hood scurry away with the schism. So be interesting to see what we get with that coming in the next week with Cameron and the schism. So, but not too bad. I mean, we got 2 women's matches. They weren't too terrible. And Sonya Deville's finally come out as possibly being part of Toxic Attraction. So
up next, Zoe and Nikita video package complimenting each other. But let's get real. Every woman hates each other. They all hate each other, because as soon as this segment was over, fucking Nikita walked out of the soundstage and Zoe got on her phone. This bitch over here, just because she's got a fat ass, everyone's all rooting her. I don't fucking care about her. Nikita comes back in. Oh, hey girl. Hey, oh, you want to do some touch-ups? I'll meet you in makeup, girl. Okay, I'll see you there. As soon as she leaves, this big ass bitch fucking coming over here telling me I need more makeup. That's every woman, by the way. Every woman hates each other because they'll talk all nice to each other on the phone or in person, but as soon as they turn their back, okay, I'll see you later.
When they finally break up, we need that nail shop segment between when you get each one of them at a different nail shop or a salon. We need that to happen. So that way we can have Ceizar can be like, man, you see this shit? That was not even a real fucking salon. There ain't no fucking like with Nikita's at the nail shop. Man, they ain't got no Japanese women doing her goddamn nails. That shit ain't legit. What the fuck, Sean? You got some goddamn thin ass Instagram thoughts out there doing her nails. That ain't fucking true. They having the Chinese women doing it.
Sticks. If we put Asians in a nail salon, that would be racist. By the way, is Midnight Express passable for the hard? I mean, for the Idris and Malik at midnight? That would be right? That'd be okay.
Sure.
Or BET? Could we use that? We'll get another network. Fruit Bootius, Big Country and Security about to have a massive gay porn shoot in the locker room. Hank with a handful of Lizzo Dust cheek. So gay. Wesley versus Stax. Stax obviously trying to injure Wes the entire match. Working the knee of Wes. Wes wins with a cardiac kid. Gets attacked by Trick Willie and Mello. Oral Mensa for the save. Kenzie struts into the Toxic Lounge where Toxic A and Sonya are celebrating. Sonya took out Alba because she messed with her best friend. Tells Kenzie to interview Alba in the medic room. Stix, your thoughts on I guess we're getting a fucking Lizzo Dust Hank tag team, Wesley versus Stax, and then Kenzie getting erupted in the Toxic Lounge.
Yeah, who says that NXT doesn't appeal to everybody? We getting Lizzo with that backwoods gruff looking man Hank. So I think NXT appeals to all crowds. And we got Wesley and Stax. You know, I'm glad that Wesley hasn't like just been forgotten about. Like, I'm really glad about it because I mean, obviously him and when MSK was around, like they were a really good tag team. But I'm glad to see that they're giving Wesley a chance as a singles guy, and he's been shown in just about every match that he can go. So, and the moves that he can do are phenomenal. And this was another one of those matches that he put some moves on that were freaking amazing. I mean, this guy, him in that ladder match for the North American Championship is going to be great. And yeah, we got Sonya and Toxic A. Like we had just talked about, we were just wondering how long it was going to be before she'd come down and join up with Mandy and her girls. So hopefully it just goes this. I mean, I would imagine this has got to run to at least Halloween Havoc to either have her help Mandy retain and keep her long title reign going, or maybe she becomes part of the reason Mandy loses. Who knows? But it's nice to see that they found something for Sonya for a little bit on TV.
We do have predictions coming up. Up next, the Creeds at the hospital. Ivy wheels out Roddy in neck brace and gown. They have a cheesy after-school special moment. Roddy tells Julius to win because it's Diamond Mine forever. Kiana James versus Thea Hale with Chase U. Thea with a 5.6 GPA in Chase U gets confronted by Robert Stone. Thea proceeds to whoop on him again. Kiana hits a 401k special out of nowhere to pick up a quick victory. You got to watch your back, son. That's what Book says. That was funny. Stax approached by Tony D. Tony D says there's consequences to losing to Wesley. Says Stax has a match next week. I thought he was going to say against him, but I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Stix, what do you think about the after school special moment between the Diamond Mine, Kiana versus Thea, and then Stax and Tony D segment?
Well, it's nice to know that Roddy is actually legit still alive. So we were actually able to see that. Kiana got that quick dub against Thea. I mean, they got what they need, and Thea once again slammed Superman Stone. Then ended up picking up that L. Hey, you're young. You got a 5.6 GPA in Chase, but you still got to go through it in the NXT. So you're gonna collect them losses for a little bit, and then Stax and Tony D. I'm interested to see who Tony D has for him, because I think if I read right, I think Tony D actually, I think he messed up his PCL, so he's legit, I think, out for a little bit.
Oh,
but
wow.
I'm interested to see who he picks as Stax's guy. I mean, that's going to be the most interesting thing, because I think that's next Tuesday, so that's going to be very interesting to see who the Dawn has chosen to make Stax eat some crow, some humble pie to smarten them up, to wise them up. Because when the Dawn sends you out to do a job, you got to do the job, and you didn't get the job done, Stax. So now you got to pay the consequences. So that'll be interesting to see who he picks.
Who's Italian? Who's in NXT UK? Because it's probably gonna be him.
Well, I was even thinking about, wouldn't that be kind of a shocking reemergence if we got old Ciampa back down in NXT to be that guy? I mean, it probably won't happen. I mean, we haven't had him on fucking TV for what, 2 or 3 months. I mean, every time I buy a carton of milk, I still get a picture of Ciampa on the side wondering where he's at. So, I mean, that'd be kind of neat to have him reemerge in NXT, but I don't know. I mean, it'll probably be somebody from overseas. Maybe the Don pulls some strings, and maybe we'll get fucking Gunther down there, and Stax will just start eating chops like he does spaghetti. Maybe we'll get that. Who knows?
Listen, we haven't thought this through, so let me just spoil it right here on the tripod, just for the pretzels. We're just gonna have Axiom take off his mask. He's gonna take off his mask, and he's gonna be the one to attack Stax, all right? Axiom didn't win the 2 out of 3 shit, so he's joining Tony D. I just wanted to break that here for you guys. I'm not racist. Suck it.
No, you should have been like, you know what? I have a really good friend. Marty Jannetty needs some money, so I decided, Marty, you still got your ring gear. Can you still at least do a back? Can you at least lay on your back for 3 seconds? Okay, we're gonna bring Marty in. Suck it.
Is there gonna be drugs there? Poor Marty. Shout out to Marty. Next, it was Mr. Stone approached by White Khali in the back, as I immediately lose interest. Cameron Grimes interviewed by Kenzie. Grimes has a match with Jism, and he doesn't trust anyone in NXT, but he does trust someone in WWE. There's another fucking mystery coming to NXT. Cora approaches and says if Roxanne is going to SmackDown, then she's going to Raw. I appreciate. Oh wait, that's the main event. Stix, what'd you think of Cameron Grimes? He doesn't trust anyone in NXT, but he trusts someone in WWE. And then, who do you think Cora will pick on Raw?
Yeah, Cameron. It'll be interesting to see, because I like the dynamic that they're bringing people from the main roster down to be on NXT. It kind of it brings that little surprise factor into it. So I'm actually going to be a little surprised to see who Cameron trusts more on the main roster than he does at NXT. So that'll be interesting to see that. And Cora, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I had just saw that, I think either last night or Friday, that Rhea Ripley just competed for the first time in ring, I think at a live event. So maybe we get Rhea. I would highly doubt it, because she, I'd be below her in Judgment Day. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know who would be a heel. Maybe we get I don't know. I have no idea who they could get. Maybe Dana Brooke, or maybe she'll get Natty, because Natty's not doing much. I mean, her and her sister are just doing stuff for OnlyFans. So maybe Natty can carve out like 10, 15 minutes out of her day to fly down whoop Roxanne's ass for Cora, and then go back up and start doing the OnlyFans. Or maybe her and her sister could turn into like they could make it as like a tax write-off and do like some OnlyFans stuff down in Florida. There we go. They can do it that way. It's got to be natty for that. I mean, it's got to be natty for that. We're doing it.
Very curious about Natalia's sister's OnlyFans. If she's just doing like bikini pictures, or are we seeing balloon knot? Like, I'm really curious to know what's going on over there. I don't know. I ain't gonna pay the money. I can barely afford my booze. Up next, I appreciate the scowl on Dragunov's face as he conducts his own theme music when he goes to the ring. He's real serious and has that scowl on his face. I love it. It's the main event. It's Dragunov versus Grayson Waller. Dragunov showing why he's the czar, fucking up Grayson. Waller back in it with a throat punch, disrespecting Booker as well. Waller dominates picture in picture. Waller derails Dragunov's momentum with attack to his eye. Waller with a submission game, but Dragunov always escapes. By the way, little tangent here. I really like the way Grayson punches. I love the way he throws his straight right. He's like, ah, ah, ah. Like, he does it so quick, and it's pretty cool. He's got that reach too. Booker doesn't like Waller, but is impressed with him. Waller attempting his rolling stunner starting from the stage when the spin the wheel make the deal appears. Distraction allows Dragunov to win with torpedo. This main event didn't blow my mind. It made Grayson look way better than Dragunov, really. It didn't help that Jan Maker then speared the soul out of Dragunov before the show went off the air. And then we see, after hanging down upside down the rest of the episode, Humongous is back in the crowd with a slow applause. Stix, the main event of NXT, what'd you think?
I agree with you. Like you said, this was a showcase for Grayson, which we kind of needed that, because I mean, we have talked about, I think he's one of the more up and coming heels that WWE has in their system. And we needed something like this to show why they believe in him and why he has a future. Because I mean, the guy can go in the ring, and like you said, with his punches, he can snap them, and just him being able to kind of like, because he comes out with the boxing trunks on, the way overinflated boxing trunks, and him being able to do that. I mean, this was, like you said, this did more for Grayson than it did Dragunov. But if you're a wrestling fan, you know that Dragunov can go, and we needed more with Grayson. So this is what we got. I mean, was it main event worthy? Probably not. But I mean, it was a nice to have, because Dragunov has the name, and it's allowed to give Grayson some shine. Dragunov picked up the win. Then we had Jan getting his revenge. And like we talked about in the beginning, you know, Humongous Dome, everything worked for him, because he was cerebral, he was smart, he pulled the right levers, pushed the right buttons. Him just sitting there in the crowd, just because everything went to fruition for what he wanted. Both those guys, they're not going to be united against him. It's going to be an everybody for everybody match, and those odds might help out Humongous Dome more than it would help out anybody else, maybe. So we'll have to see at Halloween Havoc.
You know what else I appreciated is when Humongous was shown in the crowd. I only watched it once, but I could have swore that nobody noticed he was there. Because if people would have noticed he was there, they would have been like, oh, hold on, like ruining that moment. But he was right there, just clapping, and everyone around them was looking in the ring. And
because normally you'd see you get some of those fans, like even like in prior segments when he was in the crowd, you get a couple that be looking at him and they're like smiling. So nobody noticed him at all. It was just as if he wasn't, like he was a ghost. And like you said, I appreciated that too, because it was just like, it was like, how can you do something like that unless you pre-record it or you somehow green screen it? But I mean, that's too much work for NXT to do that. So something, they had to do something, or they just played it played it just right. But I mean, that was, like you said, that was actually kind of, it was neat, but yet kind of chilling at the same time. The camera just pans to him, and everybody's just going about their business, and there he is, just enjoying the work that just happened. So yeah, that was neat.
What's even more impressive is his head was blocking out like the last 3 rows of the risers. And people were like, what's going on? And he was still, there. Nobody noticed him.
Yeah, it was neat because it helps had to change the lighting because like his head knocks out the light from up above too. So they have to change the angle of the lighting from that camera. Probably just have a light on that camera too, but to have that light be able to show off just how to get the lighting right on that because his head blocks out so much.
And props to the ring crew. I mean, they were able to put out the fire when his head burst one of the bulbs. Part of his hair was on fire. They got that fire extinguisher in there. You couldn't even tell. They were in there, in and out, lickety split. But
we got too many of them underneath the ring, so it shouldn't take very long.
Now we got a premium live event is happening before the next tripod because we still got another NXT episode. They might even add matches. We don't fucking know, but we're just doing this right now. We're gonna make our predictions tonight. As I said, Ceizar has sent his predictions. I have not opened it, so what we're about to say right now is fresh. It's our own opinions. Nobody yelling at us for it. So let's start with in no particular order, of course. I got it off Wikipedia. NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose versus Alba Fire. Things you got to think about. Mandy Rose has been champion forever. She unified the NXT UK Women's Championship and the NXT Women's Championship. This bitch has done it all. What would it benefit her to take out Alba Fire when she's already done everything and she's beaten everybody? However, you got to factor in now, Sonya Deville is in this fucking stable now. They got their Rick Rude of Toxic A now. It's like, well, they added another soldier. It's impossible. How could Mandy lose? I mean, she was undefeatable before. How is she going to lose now that she got her lesbian lover with her? Taking on Alba Fire, who, of course, was the forever champion in NXT UK. She has no backup. She's going at it alone. She has Floyd the Bat. That's always on fire. And Mandy has an entourage. It's like the Bloodline versus fucking Rey Mysterio. Like, who you gonna pick here? It's very difficult. So I'm bringing in Granddaddy Johnny 50 cent piece. Heads will be Mandy. Tails will be Alba. Well, let me reverse that. Heads will be Alba, even though her face is disgusting. Tails will be Mandy because she's plump. I'm going, okay, so heads Alba, tails Mandy. Fucking Alba. All right, the fucking Alba. Thanks a lot, you piece of... All right, fuck. Mangria picks Alba Fire, which dooms her. Stix, who are you picking and why?
I'm gonna go with Mandy because I think I don't know if they want her not to become the record holder for longest reign, but I think they want her up there at least close to the top spot. So that's why I'm gonna go with Mandy. I think Mandy's gonna win. I still think that they can probably bring in an influx of people. Plus, I think Roxy's going to be the one that ends up knocking her off. I think they got, especially now that they've got Booker T on commentary, since she trained at Book's wrestling school, I think she's going to be the one that beats Mandy. If that's sometime down the road this year or if it's next year sometime, I think the golden one is Roxy. So I got to go with Mandy to retain till she ends up facing Roxy again.
If I would have heard you say that before I picked I would have done. I would have picked Mandy like that. I was like, fuck, that makes sense. Okay. Up next, it's Afro Strange versus Grayson Waller in a to be determined match. We don't even know what stipulation this one will have. Apollo, he hasn't had any notable wins. He has this gimmick. Grayson looked like $1 million on NXT. He still, lost, but still, Grayson's eyes are bleeding. He's cocky. Apollo needs a notable win. He came back and everyone's like, oh wow, Apollo, a game changer. No, Apollo came back like, oh wow, Apollo, he's cool. And he I think he lost. Didn't he lose a match, like his second match back? He lost, and that derailed him.
He lost. He's already lost to Grayson, because remember, that's how the whole eyeball thing happened. He started a face and he kept raking the eyes, stuff like that. So he's got at least one loss to Grayson. I know that much for sure.
I want Grayson to win, but I think Apollo's gonna win. So I'll give Apollo the dub in this match. Stix.
Yeah, I gotta go Apollo. I think he's got to get it back with Grayson, and maybe sometime down the road we get the final for the best of 3 match. Because NXT likes to do those. We like to do some best out of 3 after we just had our last one. But sometime down the road they could run it back. I mean, Grayson could take this loss and show up to post Halloween Havoc NXT and still look like $1 million. So this isn't going to hurt him as much as it will hurt Apollo. So I got to go with Apollo on this one.
Yeah, we'll get the dark rubber match. Up next, it's Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp in an ambulance match with so many fuck shit variables. Again, we're saving our caveats till the end. But man, is my mind racing with the next couple matches coming up. Julius Creed, if he wins the ambulance match, Brutus gets another attempt at Damon. If Damon Kemp wins, Brutus is gone from NXT and becoming Huskus. No, Brutus is gone. Damn. Julius is a certified badass. Julius is a future super mega star, I think, in my opinion. Damon, he's there. I'll give it to Julius, but my God, do I have so many fuck shit variables in my head. I don't want to give away my caveat if it's my caveat. I got to go with Julius. It's probably stupid, but I'm picking Julius to go over here.
You want a shocker? You want a shocker? Hey, Mangria, you listening? You want a shocker?
Uh-oh.
I got Damon Kemp winning.
What?
We'll talk about it more later down the road.
Okay. Oh, so that's your pick, Damon.
Yep. No, Damon Kemp's my pick. He's winning. I got him winning the match.
Okay. Yeah, man, there's a lot going on in that match. Up next, in a really nothing on the line but pride, I guess, match, it's Roxanne versus Cora and a Girls Gone Wild weapons match. The generation of Cora, that's her deal, versus Roxanne, the winner of the Breakout Women's Tournament. Former best friends. Cora, I think Cora's got the one-upsmanship every time against Roxanne.
Well, Cora's also got the one victory over her so far.
And what were we saying earlier? Fucking rubber matches. So Roxanne takes this one where we're gonna see a fucking sniz rubber match later on. So fuck it, I'll take Roxanne over Cora, even though Cora's gonna be swinging that Malik Blades 15 feet of dick around. I'll go for Roxanne.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. This is going to be the build to start building her towards the title championship match for her, so she can get that loss back from her former best friend in a weapons match. So I got Roxanne on this one.
Okay, I like this next match because there's 5 choices, and I'm gonna let you pick first, so I don't pick yours. Because I don't want it, because we only have one different match picked. Oh no, we have 2. Never mind. But still, it's for the vacant North American Championship. It's a ladder match. The man who don't miss, but apparently he does sometimes. Mello versus Oro Mensa versus Wes Lee versus White Khali versus Nathan Frazier. Sticks. A lot of young talent here, young up and coming talent, the future of NXT, the future of entertainment. Who do you got winning the North American Championship?
Well, see, this is so hard because, like, I'm gonna go with Mello, and I'm gonna end up shooting myself because I know he's been up on the main roster. Like I think he did a taping for main event after Raw, but I just don't see the other 4. Like they aren't built up enough to me that can take that title and can run with it like Mello can right now. So plus if Mello's up there on the main roster, with him having the North American Championship, it'll bring a little bit of shine to NXT because they seem to like to do that because, even before Solo got stripped, we saw him up there with it a couple episodes on SmackDown. So I'm gonna go with my boy Mello. I think him being a 3-time North American champion will help out the resume. Him showing if he shows up on Raw or SmackDown, him having that championship will put some little bit of momentum behind his name. I mean, if people that watch SmackDown and Raw don't know him, then what are you doing? Because if you're not following NXT and you're a fan of WWE, then I mean, come on. But I mean, I just think the title needs to be around him for when he does make that jump up to the main roster, and then he can always come back down, defend it, and then lose it, and then just fade away up to the main roster. But I think him being a three-time North American champion, I think that's something that they would like to see happening, and that's what I want to see happen. So I think the man's going to show up, show out, and become 3-time North American champion.
Well, let me support your argument and then shit on it. I'll make my case for each gentleman. You hit the nail on the head. Mello, you don't miss. Him being a 3-time North American champion is a nice notch in his belt. Plus, it ties Johnny Gargano. That could build to a Johnny Gargano feud on Raw. Perhaps Gargano challenging for it there, or possible tie-ins with the North American Championship. Like you said, it has been seen on Twitter. He's been working main event matches, dark matches, whatever you want to call it. And he's got Trick. You gotta put in the Trick factor, Trick Willie and his shenanigans. That could always be the ace in his sleeve for our man that don't miss. But he's missing this time. Mello's missing this time. Sure, he's good. Sure, he's the man. Sure, he's a 2-time North American champion. Not this time. This is going to be his realization that Mello isn't bulletproof. Oro Mensa, Ricochet with hair. He's coming into this match. He's impressive. He's from NXT UK. Way too fresh. I don't think they want to pull off any of these kind of surprises. We haven't seen nearly enough of this dude. He's going to be in there to take all the cool spots and possibly the hardest hitting spots, being put through ladders and shit. Wes Lee, Black Broccoli. If you remember, months ago or even recently, they've been building him up as a singles guy. His wars with Zion Quinn, he had great momentum until he met Mello and got his head fucking smashed in with a locker. So there's bad blood there. Black Broccoli, I think they do want to give him some opportunity to become a star. Wesley is I'd say he's a star. Black Broccoli's a star. He's not going to be main eventing WrestleMania anytime soon. But I mean, we've seen Bronson Reed hold the North American Championship. They gave him an opportunity. He's gone. I think this could possibly be the same thing. Like, they want to see Wesley shine at least once. This could be his opportunity. White Khali. Nathan Frazier is also in this match. Him and Axiom just burned the house down for fucking 3 weeks in a row. Impressive. And if I had to flip a coin, it would be between Wesley and Nathan Frazier. But again, Nathan, I believe a little too fresh. I would like to see him and Axiom do get in a tag team. However, winning this North American Championship ladder match, I'm cursing Wesley. I'm gonna curse Wesley because I think Mello, Trick, and Wes are gonna have the most interaction in this match. They're gonna because they have beef. And then after Wes wins, Mello's gonna get his feathers ruffled and say, you know what? I'm gonna challenge you. I'm challenging you for my North American Championship. And when I take it off you, you can go back in the locker room and cry about your tag partner. And Wesley is gonna step up. Wesley is gonna retain, sending Mello out of NXT. So that's my future booking. My choice. Come on, Wes. Come on, motherfucker.
He's the only other guy that you could put it on that has had TV time. Like all the other ones, like you said, they're fresh. And like White Khali, I mean, do you not want to have your North American Championship mean anything? Okay, if you don't want it to mean anything, put it on White Khali. Because it'll just be a prop for Superman Stone to hold while this guy goes off backstage. So Wesley's got to be the only other guy because they've built him. We've watched them build him back up after the whole stuff with his tag team and his tag team partner. I mean, we've seen it. So it'll help him. I just got to go with my boy Mello. I picked the guy to win the breakout tournament. So I got some investment with the guy. So
that's true. And now it's time for the main event for the NXT Championship. It's Jan Maker versus Humongous versus Dragunov. Stix, once again, you go first, my man.
It's got to be the Czar. We've been saying this right ever since the Czar showed up. If it's not the Czar, then who? Unless they have a super ace up their sleeve, or they're going to pull this at a bigger, better event, it's got to be the Czar. He's got to be the guy to win it, and that's who my pick is. It's got to be Dragunov.
So every premium live event, I have not wanted to pick Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker wins every single.
Are you testing out the curse theory here? Are you gonna test it
every single time? I can tell you one thing. I know Humongous is taking the pin.
Yeah.
I think the deciding pinfall will be on Humongous. So if Braun does lose, he won't be pinned for the title where he can go, well, I want a rematch. I was never pinned. It's like I said, my mind's been racing on all these matches. This one, I want to curse Braun Breaker. I'm bringing the Mangria bad juju. I'm voting for Braun Breaker so Braun Breaker can fall. So take that, Braun. I'm voting for you so you can lose. So fuck you, Braun. I don't want him to win. Trust me. I want him to lose. So I am cursing him. It's Halloween season, folks.
This is one of those social experiments. It's gonna be like you're gonna find out if this thing is legit. Is that tag team match? Is that tag team championship match? Is that on NXT TV?
I think it is because it wasn't on Wikipedia.
I thought that would have been so great. That would have been so awesome to have that on Havoc. Have that be on Halloween. Have the Yes Boys dress up in Halloween gear. That would have been so good. But I guess we'll have to wait to have a super dick party on regular TV.
Yeah, they got 6 matches in already, and takeovers don't really go past that. I think 6 is actually more than usual.
This is the Trips era. Trips is like, oh, we're on the peacock. We don't have no time restraints whatsoever. We don't have to pay an extra money for that extra hour like Tony Skeets does. We can just do it because we own the peacock. So let's just blow it out.
And speaking of owning people, you see, we own the hard R's. I mean, they work for us. Yeah, they work for us. See, we can talk to their master. I mean, their manager to get there to be added for no extra cost. Suck it. Give me that sweet tea. I hope it does. Yeah, because we, like I said, we still have one episode left of NXT. Something could happen. Maybe a match gets knocked off. Maybe a match gets canceled. They insert that, or maybe we see the Hard R's versus Pretty Deadly as the main event of this week's NXT. Who knows what's gonna happen? But you have our predictions, folks. Ceizar's will now be added to it. It's gonna be funny to see what he fucking picks. But we have our caveats for Halloween Havoc. I'm going to let you go first. I'll give you the opportunity to take mine, and then I'll just come up with a plan B on me. Now, go ahead, Stix. What is your caveat for Halloween Havoc?
Well, let's go back. Let's rewind a little bit. I told you we'd circle back around to this match, the ambulance match. We saw this last Tuesday, we saw the quote unquote leader of Diamond Mine. We saw that he was in the hospital. He's still around. He can, he's in a wheelchair. He's might not be fully wheelchair bound, but my caveat is Roddy Strong shows up, surprises the Creed brothers, and helps Damon Kemp win. Roddy Strong picked Damon Kemp. He even put the emphasis on that during that promo. I picked Damon Kemp. I brought him in. But Roddy sees something with Damon, and Damon might be the one that has stuck with Roddy. So Roddy's going to remember that, but also this might be part of their plan. Roddy might be just like, I don't need the Creed brothers. Diamond Mine, the Creed brothers that got too big. They're thinking they are Diamond Mine. Diamond Mine was me, Roddy Strong. And I'm Diamond Mine. Well, Diamond Mine will be forever without the Creed brothers. So my caveat, Roddy Strong shows up, helps Damon Kemp win. And then we end up getting the Creed brothers, I think, on Raw or SmackDown, because I think Trips is going to start trying to infuse the main event tag team scene. And what will help you? What will help out more than having the Creed brothers in that tag team scene? So I'm going with Damon Kemp, and I'm going with Roddy Strong as my caveat.
I could be a little shit right now. I could use my caveat and say, my caveat is White Khali wins the North American Championship. Wouldn't that be a little shit move of having two choices in a pay-per-view match, using my caveat and my prediction?
Do you want Ceizar to spend the first hour of the tripod next week just going off on you? I mean, do you want that? Because if you want that, go right ahead. You go right ahead. Because I will sit back.
My caveat is no.
I will sit back with my can of beer and my bag of popcorn, and I will sit back and I will watch Ceizar just blow up.
No, I had a caveat for the women's match, but I changed my mind. It was man. And I had the same thought as you, Roddy screwing over the Creeds yet again, because we didn't actually see Damon attack Roddy, so they could be coming out with a plan all along. My caveat has to do with Chucky. Now, the Chucky caveat was going to be Wendy Chu dresses up as Chucky, and we see her backstage. That's that. I mean, if that happens and I didn't say it, I'm gonna be pissed. But my caveat is going to be Chucky appears in the Apollo Grayson Waller match. He just appears. Right?
Okay.
Chucky appears.
See, I'll allow it. I'm cool with it. Now, if Ceizar was here, he'd be like, yeah, so what? He appears in what? What does he do, man? What does he do? You know that's what he would say.
No,
Me,
Chucky just appears.
Hey, I've collected enough dubs and predictions. I'll allow it, man. I mean, I'll allow it. Go ahead. I mean, I picked David Kemp.
Again, 9 people watch this. This is really just for us. And when the punishments, by the way, aren't punishments, they're just watching wrestling. It's no big deal. Chucky appears in the Apollo Grayson Waller match.
Man, I can't wait for Ceizar as soon as he watches this and he.
I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen on NXT. Apollo had the vision of Chucky, so on NXT, the Apollo Grayson segment this Tuesday is going to be Chucky appearing on the fucking Tron, going, "Hey fuckers, I'm here. I'm gonna choose to spin the wheel, make the deal for you." And it'll show him spinning the wheel. And then the stipulation will be, I don't know, fuck Chucky match or some stupid dumb shit match. And then he'll be like, all right, see you fuckers at Halloween Havoc. And then during their match, like at the beginning, it's just going to show Chucky saying, hey, it's me, fuckers, watch my show. And then the match is going to start. So that won't count. It won't count if Chucky appears.
Like, he's got to show up there, not via video, but he's got to be there.
We got to see. Even if they run backstage and Grayson goes into a dark room and a light comes on and Chucky's there, like, that counts.
He's got to be there, not like by a satellite.
Yeah, he's not going to be The Rock on satellite from Hollywood. It's got to be the fucking doll or a CGI of it there.
I'll allow it. It's just, you know how Ceizar is going to be.
I don't give a fuck what Ceizar has to say. I'm just saying Chucky appears in the Apollo Grayson Waller match. All right.
Hey, I'll allow it. Is this the other third of the tripod? So
Apollo and Grayson match. All righty, that's it. At the end of this will be, hold on, I'll pause right now.
All right, motherfuckers. You know what time it is. It's predictions for Halloween Havoc with your boy, Jay fucking C. Now, I'm on vacation in an undisclosed location. Don't worry about me. I'm doing what I'm doing. Mind your business, okay? Listen to the Sangria and them. But anyway, here's my predictions of how it's going down this weekend. Or not this, you know, when this shit airs. When this shit airs, it'll be a week before. Shut the fuck up. You know what happens when the pay-per-view happens. Country ass nigga. All right, here we go. I predict that Roxy will beat Cora Jade and their weapons bullshit. Roxy gonna get the dub. She's not gonna be afraid to use that weapon like last time, and she gonna get the win. Now, up next, women's championship match between Alba Fire and Mandy. It's been a long time, and Alba Fire looking like she's ready. Damn, she did get fucked up in the show, but that's not before the show Wednesday, so she might get her rematch. I still think Mandy's going to keep the title. Probably should take it off. They could take it off her any day, but I'm picking Mandy. I'm going by Mandy. Mandy going to get the dub. Possibly fuck shit, but you never know. Up next will be Nigga See Into the Future versus Grayson Waller. I feel like old future nigga gonna get the dub, get back to his winning ways. He gonna get that dub over Grayson Waller and keep moving on. Afro Strange. And keep moving on, seeing the future and fuck shit. And keep that shit moving. Up next, we got the ambulance match. We all know who's gonna win that shit. Creed Cracker gonna win. He gonna throw Damon in the ambulance match. So his brother doesn't have to get shit, and then Roddy will be healed. He'll come back, blah, 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 do some fuck shit. So, yeah, that's a wrap right there. That's 4. What I got left? Ooh, the ladder match. Yeah, baby. Smart money, you take Hayes again? Do you take Hayes again? I'm actually going with a face this time. I'm going with Black Broccoli, a.k.a. Wes Lee, to get the dub. Wesley will get the dub. That will set up maybe him and Tony D coming back when Tony D comes back to get a fight. And I'm going with easy money here. Definitely, what's a cracker? Goddamn Trick Willie. Trick Willie getting in this match. He gonna get his ass beat by somebody, but Trick Willie's interfering in this match. So yeah, come on, I'm taking easy money there. Picking Wesley, Trick Willie. Last but not least, the men's championship match. And I don't want to pick Jan Breaker, and I'm not gonna pick Jan Breaker. I'm going with my man, the Czar. The damn right, bitch. The Czar should win this shit. And Jan Breaker can either stick around or go up to Raw, SmackDown, or some fuck shit. But that's who I got. I want the Czar. Those is my picks. Holla at y'all next week. The season premiere of the Tripod, baby. Yeah, we ripping and rolling back at it next week. Those is my picks. Holla at your boy. See y'all in the comments.
Okay, you've seen Ceizar's predictions and his caveats. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, for listening, all 9 of you. I appreciate it. This is pretty much mainly for us and Larry. He watches as well, and the sheriff. So thank you, everyone, for listening and watching. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, big ups to Stallion Pete.